What is so far your game or experience of 2023?
Oh,
That's not even possible.
You got to do one. And we're going to start from left to right on my screen. I don't know who's left to right on your screen, but that would be Skiva followed by Alex.
I will.
And it doesn't mean just by saying one is the favorite doesn't mean the others are shit. You just got to do one to get on with the program. What I'll do, boys, is I'll edit out this bit of muted bit.
Can I name two?
No. Because everyone does that. Everyone fucking does that.
Consider that your official warning.
If you're
your official warning, Skiva.
Dude, if you're on Twitter and you're like, tell me your top 3 games, people have like 3 and then add 4 more. Just quick shout out.
Okay. So then
Pick one.
Yeah, one. You're on a desert island, yeah? And it's called Skiva Island, and you can only have one game. That's
forever.
It. Yeah.
Oh, I hate this. Okay. So I looked at my Steam year in review the other day, and I play a lot of games. I try a lot of games.
So you should. That's why you're on this show.
53%. 53% of my time was spent in Ghost of Tabor.
There you go.
I loved every single minute I've spent in that game.
How cool is that? That is now your official game of the year.
Yes, by far.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Thank God I'm going last.
Okay.
No, I'm racking my brain right now.
This is hard.
I'm not. I'm racking my brain because there's so many. Like,
yeah, there is.
And I've been like taught like this year has been for me like changing. Like every time I play a game, like that's my game of the year, and then I go play another game. I'm like, oh fuck, that's my game of the year. You know what I mean? I'm back and forth 100 times.
This one's difficult for me when I'm going to do mine after Alex. I think because it's not necessarily the game that I've probably played the most, but it's the game that shocked me the most, like impressed me the most. That would be my game of the year. Go on, Alex. Let's go.
I'm going to base it based off of my excitement to get back into it. This year's been a slow one for me, even though there's been a lot of awesome VR games that have come out. I've just like, my life's been busy and I just like haven't had the energy to get into VR as much as I wanted to. That being said, I think it's going to be Asgard's Wrath. I know I'm not done with it, but it has given me that feeling that I don't always get when I try a VR game. I'm like, okay, this is sick. Yes, this is dope. Like this looks good. It feels good. It has me itching to get the headset back on. And Demio Battles was that for me for a second there. But once I hit the level cap and like my progression ended, I no longer was feeling the incentive to continue to jump back in every day. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to play Demio Battles, but as far as like a daily game goes, it has slowed down for me. Asgard's Wrath is gorgeous. It has me wanting to play my head. It's draining my Quest 3 battery like crazy. So I'm just going to say Asgard's Wrath too.
I'm floored, Alex, that you picked something that wasn't multiplayer. I thought that was absolutely 100% for you. So that's really good. It says a lot about that game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about Breachers for a second, because that is a fantastic game. It's so much fun.
And it's getting better, and it's only going to get better. So
like I really love Breachers, but Asgard's Wrath 2 just has me wanting to play more and more. So I'm going to give it to that.
Would you say there's certain points, and I said this in my review as well, and do you get like Zelda vibes a little bit sometimes when you're in certain areas or moments at all?
Sure. Yeah.
Bear in mind, we've not played Zelda in first person. Like, but there's certain parts that remind me of like the water temple in Ocarina. There's just
God,
certain puzzles. Yeah,
just ruined me, dude.
Yeah,
I have like PTSD from the water temple.
Mate, keep going in Asgard's. But yeah, for me personally, I'm gonna say Asgard's Wrath 2 as well. Crazily, and there's some definitely like 0.1 close second, which I'm not going to mention because we're not allowed because of the game we're playing. No. I think Asgard's Wrath 2 like really surprised me in many ways, to the point I was like, wow, like, yeah, this is what happens when a lot of money is thrown at a game in VR. Because that's what it is, and obviously a talented team. So yeah, I would say Asgard's Wrath 2 is probably my game of the year this year. What about you, Brad? Job sim?
No, probably Call of the Mountain, to be honest.
That's excellent.
Ooh.
That crossed
That
my
game-
mind.
I mean,
too.
that is an amazing game, to be fair.
That game got me sick a lot, but it was probably the only game that got me sick that I wanted to finish because it really felt like I was on a journey and actually getting somewhere. Never felt overwhelmed. I thought a lot of the interactions they did were, yeah, I don't obviously play games that much, but that just felt like a completely polished game that I appreciated from start to finish.
Yeah,
So-
that game had so many, that game for me was had more wow moments than like the climb and stuff. Like, and some moments where I felt like I was getting wows from like I did in Half-Life Alyx. Like I remember
Yes.
just being on like a mountain thing climbing, and then I realized I could touch the moss and the grass, and it fucking moved under my fingertips, and I was
Yeah.
like, "That's crazy." And then when you look at the moss and grass, you see little butterflies and shit, and you're like, "Fuck!" Like this is fantastic. And I think you're right as well, where it's a game that unfortunately when it launched, like the smooth turning was a little bit jittery, I think, and there were certain things some people didn't agree with. But if you could get past that, if you were lucky enough to get past that, it wasn't exactly a game that blew your mind in what you needed to do. It was a very straightforward story, and it looked insanely gorgeous. I might even fire that up again, I think, just to remind myself how good it is.
Super good.
Good pick. Mesh.
So this is really tough for me. So I have coming up, in January, I think New Year's Day, Virtual Strangers Game of the Year, and I have to be very careful because that's our voting, and that's when we vote for Game of the Year. So I'll say right now, I have 5 games that I am debating back and forth with for Game of the Year, and I'll pick one of those games and say that this is one that's on my mind right now for Game of the Year, and it is definitely What the Bet. And it's Power Wash Simulator, actually. I would say so. Yeah, there's 5 potentials that I have, and this one has been on my mind a lot lately. Man, I want to say RE4, but it's so recency. I don't want to give recency bias.
I can't believe you got to say the name of it. I'm going to say it as well then. Yeah, RE4 was second.
Damn it.
RE4
Because
was
that's
second for me too.
That's what I want to say, but I want to
No.
be careful because I am very prone to recency bias. Like I get into a game and I absolutely love it, and I love it so much that I'm like, yep, that's the game for me. But I have to think about other experiences that I had this year, and one that absolutely blew me away that I still continue to go back to, and every time I jump into it, it absolutely wows me again. And that's Gran Turismo 7. Like I love this game, dude. And the new winter tracks I checked out the other day are phenomenal. If you guys haven't done these, you need to go and do it. And if you haven't done this game yet, where you got a go-kart and felt what it's like to be low to the road in an open top go-kart, you know what I mean, and flying down the open road and doing that in virtual reality and doing it with a wheel and pedal, which even brings it to the next level. It completely blows my mind how that game is able to be played in a VR headset. And man, it's so good. I think I have to go. Right now, today, I'm going to vote for that, but who knows tomorrow what it'll be. But right now, I'm at GT7.
Dude,
GT7 is sick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It kind of then goes back to what an amazing year we've had. There's not exactly even a clear win. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's no wrong answer. Everything that we just said, I would absolutely vote for. I Call the Mountain, I mean, was amazing for me. People said it was a climbing sim. I didn't see that. I saw an amazing adventure that blew me away. I mean, especially right from the get-go at CES last year. And every answer that you guys had, RE4. Alex, what did you say? You said
I said
Asgard's Wrath 2. I mean, how do you say no to that?
Baby, Tabor.
Yeah, Ghost of Tabor. I mean, Ghost of Tabor, probably one of the biggest shockers of the year. A game that's on App Lab that we're all thinking that could be possibly a game of the year. So there's no wrong answer here. There's so many good games, but there has been a lot. I mean, even all those good games. Think about how much dissension there has been. People saying how poor of a year it's been. We mentioned, a lot of these games that we're mentioning now are PlayStation VR 2 games.
Yeah.
And
playing Synapse for the first time was
Synapse,
an experience, bro.
Dude, I mean, that could easily be. That's one of the 5 games I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? That easily could be in that game of the year. Vertigo 2, you know what I mean, was a great experience. I haven't finished it yet. I'm probably halfway through. I've been waiting to experience it on PlayStation VR 2, so that's why I've been holding out. But there's another one. But we're in a year that I think we're sometimes overly critical, especially of like PlayStation VR 2, because we say, it's just hasn't had a good year, but it came out so big so early, and then there was such a drought in the middle, and then what it's finished up with here in the last couple months, it's been crazy good. Like
yeah, Stride Fates is up there for me too. I never thought that would have been a thing.
Yeah,
like it completely floored me that's even in my list, but it is. It's one of my favorites.
Dude, that was actually a really tough conversation.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
That was really
That was hard. That was hard.
That is really quite tense. So what's
Picking
been
one is, man.
It is so hard, man. It is so hard. And I'm loving reading it. Have you guys in the chat? Drop your game of the years if you can. Do it now, please. That'd be awesome. Just put GOTY and then the name of the game.